I'm Rick Ferguson, sometimes called the Big Kahuna, and I'm here to tell you about some books that I put together. I think you'll find them really interesting, and a lot of folks have asked about them. They've been using them, and they are quite innovative. First, they're called the Paradigm books. There's three of them right now. Here they are, right here. One, two, and three. Okay, they're thick. All right. Uh, they are based on research that was done by a man called David Gerard, and he wrote a book called The Paper Doctor. And he discovered that you could plot the shape of an energy field of an object on a piece of paper, and then by putting it beneath a glass of water, you could transfer the shape of that energy field to the water, and you could use it as a remedy, and worked great. And then his book got burned by the feds back in '94. But my wife and I have been using his book for quite some time now. When we're on the road, it's like our little first aid kit. So I discovered recently how to take it to the next level. So I designed the Paradigms books. The books contain images of different items, and they all look kind of like this, right there. All right, sort of like that. There you go. And that is the shape of the energy field for whatever. Whoa, here we go. Whatever it says here that it's about. This one's about clematis, and it's one of the Bach Flower Remedies. And the books are broken up into categories. So if you want to prepare a remedy or a potion for yourself, you would put a glass of water on top of the image, and then leave it on for about 5 minutes, or actually longer. I recommend that you put a little magnet underneath it so that you could, it'll make it work better. The details of this are in the book. I'll get to that later. Anyhow, the book can be broken down into cards which correspond to the pages of the book. And people ask, well, what do I need the cards for? Well, very simple. The book is very handy because you can just put your hand on the image of the page and just leave it there for 3 to 5 minutes, and it will start to transfer the shape of the field and whatever it represents to you. So it's big, but it's also small enough to use for a practitioner. But the cards are great for going on a road, and they're small and portable. And this is what they look like this. Where's the camera? There we go. All right, and but a sort of ones like this. So the first book is broken down into categories, and I'm just reading off the top of the thing. It's got Bach Flower Remedies. It has the energy fields for essential oils, and it's got something called Star Wars. This is like psychic warfare type stuff. It has Solfeggio Tones and programs. Each one of the categories corresponds to one thing, except the programs is a series of things that are crunched down into a single image. Now, what it's all about? It's all about frequency. Everything is made up of frequencies when you break down to the fundamental aspect of the nature of things. And everything emanates a very subtle energy. Normally you can't detect it unless you have very expensive equipment to detect it with. But you can push it or put it into something that will carry it. For example, water. And what Gerard did, and what I've been doing for myself with these images, is you just set a glass of water, and the magnet beneath it pushes it into the water, and you have a potion for you to drink for yourself. All this is doing is repairing your energy body, and then since that corresponds to your physical body, then it flip-flops over and you're feeling better. So what you have are a whole bunch of images which you can use to work on yourself, and you can help your friends, and you can take them on the road, and you don't need any batteries to wear out. You just take it on the road and help and work on yourself if need arises. Now that was book number 1. Got to drop it over here. Book number 2 has color. You can deal with color, and another section called where. That's location of where things are located in your body. And that's about it, but they're 2 really big sections. That's book number 2. And book number 3 is, just continues on our merry way here. We have what's called what. And these are normally what you might call the disease section, if you're looking at the medical version. It's what you have going on. So these could be disease names, but this is dis-ease, not a disease. It's just the name of a condition. So you have, staph, you've got flu, anemia, and so forth. And each one of these has a design for it. So then we have another section of, it's called spinal section, and works on the spinal, the vertebrae of the spine. Another one is called muscle skeleton. It's actually working on the bones in the body. And I think that's for that one. So that's number 3. Now, let's just roll it back to number 1. First one. First book, really handy because you can use it for making a potion or an elixir for yourself. And you can use the images on the book, as I said before, or the cards. Now, how you can use is, number 1, get a little magnet about the size of a quarter. They're cheap in a hardware store. Put that on a level surface. Now you can put this underneath the page if you want to use your hand, or you're using the cards. You can put it on that and pick a card, and then set the card on top of the magnet. Some folks, you can get cut a 3-inch by 5-inch piece of foam board and make a 1/4-inch hole in the middle, and then tape the magnet in the middle of it. This way it keeps everything nice and level. But if you don't have that, the magnet will do. And then you just put it on there, and then set a flat bottom glass of water. Only have to put about a thimble of water in there, and leave it for 5 minutes. Now leave it on there. It'll be maximum dosage level at that point, and then you just drink it. And if you don't have any effect with it, only 2 things have happened. You have the wrong image card, or you have built a resistance to it. And hey, there is a solution to this. In the back of each book, there are special cards for resistance. Here's one of them, and here's the other one. There's resistance on it. And what you do is you just put your hand on it, or if you find the card, put it on there, wait 5 minutes with some water, drink the water. Now what this does is your body, depending upon whatever you're dealing with, may have built up a tolerance or a clever way to counteract you releasing the condition. So the resistance image will unscramble that. So once you're not getting a result, put your hand on the resistance thing for a few minutes, and then go back to your card. Take your remedy, and if you find things are changing, keep taking it until it disappears. I've gotten rid of sore throats in like 15 minutes. Stuff works. Now, the question arises then, is safe? Oh yeah, because you're not drinking anything but water. Or if you touch the book with your hand, you're just touching with your hand, not even taking in anything. The reason it works when you're touching with your hand is that you are mostly water. So by putting your hand on one of these energy designs, you are turning your entire body into a homeopathic. Works like a charm. Anyhow, using one card is fine. But yes, yes, on the cards themselves, you will probably notice. Let's take a look at one of these in the book here. In the book, here's a good one. Alrighty. Alright. You'll notice that in the picture, every picture there's a dot somewhere in the picture. This one is right here. Now that dot represents the center of the energy field for that item. This is kidneys. Now here we got another one here. Like in here, it is up toward the top. Okay? And it varies. It's center of the energy field, not the center of the image. So when you place the card on your magnet, try to get the dot over the magnet. And when you place your glass on your card, just be sure that you put the glass on the it's centered over the dot. In Gerard's book, he said, don't Xerox it, don't laminate it. I've done all this, and I've even used Dixie cups, and it works great. So you can play around with it, but it works very, very, very effectively. I decided not to reinvent the wheel since Gerard had already done the work there, but his book is included in the book on a DVD data disc. The neat thing is I've included in the back of each book here, speaking of data disc. Here you go. Here it is. Data disc. On data disc, you have, each book has the Paper Doctor, the original version, which if you're lucky you can get it for maybe, and I've seen as low as $300, as much as $12,000 on Amazon. Not joking. You got that. You have the cards that come with the original Paper Doctor, ready for print, and lots of other goodies. There's a book called Foreign Physics, and then you also have the pictures that are in that particular book laid out to print the cards. Okay, so this is what you find out there. All the cards for the book like this. You print them out. If you want to laminate them, that's fine. Let's see, what else? All right, so the book is not in here. That's why you have the book. They're the full-size pages. But the images of the book are there, I repeat, for you to make cards from. So each book is separately different. They have their own cards, but they all have the Paper Doctor and all the other doodads in it. There's also a set of cards. They're called Malcolm Ray cards. This is developed by Malcolm Ray over in England. He has a different way of representing the design, and it looks like concentric circles with hash marks on it. Works the same way. It's just different, and that's thrown in there. It's free also with the book. So we have the books and we have the designs. Okay, now how do you use this? That's a big question, because people look at this and they say, what is this about? All right. This is a very effective way, non-invasive, to help rebalance your body, reestablish harmony in your body. And what you do is you select the cards or the energy field that you wish to work on. They all have a name. They have the category they're in, what it represents, and then some funny numbers underneath. And the funny numbers, like they might say, this one is 26-41. That is actually the vibrational rate. It's been transposed into a different format, but instead of saying 375 hertz, it's, let's say, 26-41. And that tells you what the frequency is. Don't have to know that, it's just there as a reference. However, you can pick what you want, set it on your little magnet, make your thing of water, or put your hand on the little card. Works the same way as the book. and then take that and get rid of your condition. Now, the question has arisen, well, can I use more than one? Yeah, if you want to. Um, it's kind of an interesting little, it's kind of a, some people say yes, people say no. I would say what works best for your body. And the reason I'm saying this is I know both schools say when you're working with getting rid of a condition, it often works best if you do one at a time. It doesn't confuse the vibrations. However, that can take, if you're doing 5 cards, that's 5 times, 5 minutes is almost 25 minutes, a half hour working on it. And some people say, well, gee, I don't have time. Well, you can stack them, and you can put these little guys on top of each other like a sandwich, like so. Okay? When you do this, I would, however you divine information, whether you dowse, muscle test, ask your magic crystal, whatever it is, find out which are the best for you. You may also try to determine which one goes first, then the second and third. That may be important. Now, once you do that, you stack them, and ideally, you try to have those little dots there on top of each other. So no, it may not look very neat or anything, but it might look something like this. But the dots are lined up best you can, and then those go on top of the magnet, and then you put your glass on there, or you put your hand on there, and you just leave it on there. Now, I have used stuff like this at shows. I had a fellow there had back pain, and I just had him touch one that says release tension, and the pain was gone. His eyes went buggy. I don't believe this. So it is very, very, very effective about taking care of conditions that you are experiencing. Now, understand that what you experience in your physical body is coming from the spirit body. Your physical body is more or less the end of the pipe. And if you're wanting to get rid of the crud coming out of the end of the pipe, which leaves itself in your physical tissue, then you have to go upstream. You've got to go to the beginning of the pipe, and that's in the spiritual body, the non-physical body. It's identical, and that's where all the memories and all the garbage is kept. So when you do that, that's how this is working. This is getting rid of that there, and all of a sudden, boom, down at the other end of the body, the pain disappears. Let's see, what else? People, people often get really stuck on doing it right. Just relax and have some fun with it. But once you see that it's working, it's quite effective. Oh, now the thing about the programs. Now, everything except the programs are for single frequencies. But the program section in book number 1 is about several different things put together, because the program creates a result. For example, one of the biggies is it's called an attunement to Christ consciousness. Now, rather than doing all of the, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different frequencies, I just come out and create what do those 7 frequencies end up creating for you to experience your aspect of Christ consciousness. For example, you're checking vitality, coordinating your aura bodies, clearing your distortion, releasing negativity, filling you with a violet flame of purification, filling you with white light, and then the actual attunement. Now, those together form a matrix, just like the movie. And we just form that initially. Your body knows how to interpret the information, the designs, takes it and runs with it. I had a fellow, we were at a a shop in town, and he just put his hand on the book, and he just said, like, "Oh my God!" His third eye just opened wide open, and all this purple light was coming in and out. It really startled him. It was instantaneous. Now, I can't say it's going to happen to you, mainly because you're just, wherever you are, that's where you're starting, that type of thing. But this is definitely worth a real serious look because it's simple to use, and there's nothing else like this out there. Nothing. Gerard's book you can't find. Links that I have that are, well, where I got the information from, his book you can't get anywhere. The links are all gone. I almost lost my copy of the book in a fire 8 years ago, and I kicked it around for quite some time. And then all of a sudden, oh, that's how he did it. And I've been making this now for a while. The fourth book that's going to be coming out will be on emotions. And I think that may be probably the most important one because emotions are the glue that keeps all these things stuck in us. But it's a good step. You got lots of things here. The number of possibilities that you can develop from using all the different various combinations is mind-boggling. So again, making it real simple, you have here a really neat but simple and sophisticated means of getting rid of blockages, imbalances, disharmony in your body, in your spiritual body, which in turn will help take care of your physical body. And all you have to do is, one, get a magnet, put it on a table or flat surface. Two, either the card or book, place it on top so the magnet is underneath the design of your choice. And three, put a flat bottom glass on top of that for 5 minutes. Or 3A, put your hand on it for that same amount of time. That's it. It's more or less just keep doing this. Now, while you're using this, I would highly recommend be sure you're drinking plenty of water. Water is a carrier of life in the body. You're mostly water to begin with. And it's really important that if you have a lot of this going on, you may be dumping toxins out of your system. You need to keep just pulling it out of your body. That's where the water comes from. It comes in handy. So just keep yourself hydrated with that, and you'll be fine. So this is my first tutorial that I've done, and just want to tell you that I'm Rick Ferguson. I am the Big Kahuna, and this is saying I'll see you next tutorial.